I hear a lot about radon. Is it really a problem? Is it really serious? You know, depending upon who you talk to, who I've talked to, some people have said, oh, I think the government overdoes it. Well, let's look at radon. Radon is a breakdown component of uranium. Uranium is found in relatively high concentrations in granite, and certainly here in the Northeast, we have a lot of subterranean granite that's in the ground. Uranium is a fairly unstable substance, and when it breaks down, one of the breakdown components is radon gas, and radon gas happens to be quite unstable in and of itself, and that further breaks down. And the problem comes when that radon, which is radioactive, it's looking to react with something. When we breathe it into our lungs, it reacts with some of our lung cells. And some of those cells, it alters them and mutates them, and they become cancerous. They start replicating and cause a big problem for us. So the question is, how much of a danger is this really? The EPA for years has been talking about a level of 4.0 picocuries per liter as far as a benchmark where they say, we know it's dangerous at this level, and if you're there, you should definitely do something about reducing that level. And they've actually gone on to say that we know there's also dangers below this level, and ideally we should be shooting at somewhere below 2.5 to picocuries per liter. So some people have thought that's blown out of proportion. According to the EPA, they account for something in the order of 20,000 or so lung cancer deaths a year that they attribute to radon. In other words, if you took radon out of the question, those people probably would not have lung cancer. And that would be the second leading cause of lung cancer in this country. The leading cause would be cigarette smoking. So, of course, if you happen to smoke cigarettes and you're exposed to radon, your potential of getting lung cancer, in fact, if your level in your house is 20 picocuries per liter, the EPA says if you do both, you're in that environment and you smoke, you've got a 1 in 4 chance in your lifetime of coming down with lung cancer. So certainly for you, it's significant. And of course, if you're going to try to deal with your radon issue in your house and you smoke, you probably should stop smoking first. It's a bigger cause of lung cancer. But I'm not trying to preach to you. But the question is it really serious? So the World Health Organization, and again, you can go to the indoor air connection, and they came out 2 months ago. The World Health Organization then released a radon handbook, and I just wanted to read a little bit here to you. You can come to your own conclusion whether this is a serious issue or not. Confirmation of risk. Although contributors reviewed uranium miner data, as have previous researchers who have developed radon-related risk models, they also utilized more recent data from case control studies. This review led them to the following statement that is a very strong validation of the strength of the data linking radon to lung cancer. This is the statement. The consistency of the findings from the latest pooled analysis of case-controlled studies from Europe and North America, as well as China, provides a strong argument for an international initiative to reduce indoor radon risks. So what they're saying is this is not just an issue in North America, but it's an issue all over the globe. Europe, China, and the studies that they've done, they found consistency with the results, showing that it is correlated to lung cancer. In other words, it is no longer an issue for just the United States, which for years has been accused of being Chicken Little. Rather, it is an international concern, which, according to the statistician Dr. Field presented, may be responsible for up to 170,000 lung cancer cases throughout the world a year. Is it significant? Is it serious? According to them, it's serious for 170,000 people a year. Furthermore, the linear no-threshold model was adopted, which states that there is still considerable risk at low exposures, and certainly at exposures less than the current U.S. EPA guidance of 4.0 picocuries per liter. In fact, according to Dr. Field, the group concurred that the majority of radon-induced lung cancers are caused by low and moderate radon concentrations. And it makes sense to start with the really high concentrations, but in the future, I think we have to explore other methods for reducing exposures via reduction or some other methods. So we know the World Health Organization thinks it's a serious problem. It goes on to say, as a guidance document for countries, it is logical that the WHO, as they call it, the World Health Organization handbook, would provide a maximum recommendation for general population exposure to radon. However, what will be a surprise to many is that it suggested a reference guidance of 2.7 picocuries per liter. This is certainly below the current EPA action level of 4.0. If you live in Maine, is this serious? According to the EPA, the average household level in the whole state is above 4.0. And I've had conversations with Bob Stilwell, who's the state radon czar. He's in charge of licensing radon mitigators and testers. And he made this statement to me. He said, we have houses in this state that have levels of 500 to 1,000 picocuries per liter. Colorless, odorless, if you don't test for it, you don't know it's there. You make your conclusion from that information.